Oh, faith-based films. What am I supposed to do with you? This perplexes me. I love Jesus. I hope I have a deep faith, and it means a lot to me. And when people who believe the same way I do make movies, I feel like I'm supposed to love them. I feel like I'm supposed to root you on and encourage you. And I want to. But you have to make good movies if you want me to do that. I got a chance to see 7 Days in Utopia this weekend, and by got a chance to, I mean felt like I had to, because it has some faith elements to it. Some very deep and meaningful and real faith elements to it. The problem is, just like many of the movies that have come before it, it's just not well done. The acting's not that great. The directing really... the way it's pieced together and the way the story flows or doesn't is distracting, and I came away from the movie sad, as I do from some of these movies, sad that we can't take such a great message and put it in a really good movie. And I don't want to go into too much more detail other than that, because I really do feel like kind of a downer here, other than to say, if you like movies like Facing the Giants and those kind of movies, because the message is so meaningful to you and you kind of look through that other stuff, you might enjoy it. It's called 7 Days in Utopia. I don't know how much longer it's going to be around, but you might want to see it. Otherwise, it's just not that well done a movie, and in general leaves me, again, kind of at a loss for what to say, because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that rips on things that I want to succeed, because I really do, and so I want to try to be encouraging in some way or another, but we have to make good movies. It can't just be good messages. Those are important, and I'm glad for those, but they have to be good movies as well. One other thing I will mention about 7 Days in Utopia that caught my interest was the ending. And if you're going to see the movie and you don't want me to give away the ending, you don't want to be spoiled, you may want to just stop this now and just know what I've said already is enough. But I have to talk about this ending because it was so interesting. I felt like the ending was the best part of this movie, and then became the worst part almost immediately. What they chose to do at the end of this movie really threw me for a loop. It's interesting because it's a sports story about golf, and here comes the giveaway. At the end, of course, the golfer is in a situation where he could win a big tournament because he's turned his life around, and now, you know, he is who he is, and he makes this final putt, and just as the putt is heading towards the hole to see if he'll win this tournament, the camera fades up, and we hear the voiceover of Robert Duvall, who does, even by his standards, I don't feel a great job in this movie. That sounded wrong. No, let me rephrase that. He usually does great. He's usually amazing, and in this movie, I don't think he lives up to that. That's what I meant to say. He doesn't live up to his usually great standards in this movie. But you hear his voiceover say something along the lines of, does it really matter if the putt goes in? Is that what's important? Great point. I love that point. I love the idea of turning the whole sports thing on its head and saying, it doesn't matter if the winning shot goes in. That's not what's important. What's important is the journey to get there. Loved it. And I had something that I was going to hold on to and go, yes, something good in this movie that wasn't done that well. Again, the message, you know, hold on to the message. And then, as soon as it fades out, up on the screen, on the big screen in the movie theater, it says this: to see if the putt went in, go to www.didhemaketheput.com. At the end of the movie. The end of the movie was an advertisement for a website to send people to talk about taking you out of a film. All of a sudden it became a commercial. All of a sudden I wasn't watching a feature-length movie. I was watching a feature-length commercial. It was the most disheartening text I have ever seen on a movie screen, and immediately took me out of the moment. Immediately went, really, a marketing gimmick? And I went from being touched by the message of does it really matter to actually laughing out loud at the marketing gimmick on the screen. That moment for me cinched to me that I just can't recommend this movie. But I will say there is some heart in there if you can look through all of the other stuff. Couldn't believe it.